Okay, we're still good. Okay, yes. So, hello everyone. Oh, I sounded like retail archaeology. Hello everyone. I love his voice, and sometimes I don't want to see what he's retail archaeologing, but I love his voice, so I'm like, it's just me. But anyway, so, what do you have today for us on Off Topic?
Well, first, welcome to, this is BFFs, or this is...
Yeah, BFFs, Off Topic.
BFFs, Off Topic. Alright, I'm twister. Alright, so today we are going to be talking about today we're going to be talking about identity shifting. You get my life together over here.
It's okay, that's been me all day.
Alright, that's good. Okay, so before we begin, you're okay over there with the orange in the background?
I mean, I got a fan going because it is breezy now, pushing it out, but,
Okay.
Remember the Night of the Comet, that film?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of that orange. This orange to that pink, that movie pink. So that's where we're at. So unless mutant people come knocking at the door, we keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Work on through it.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Alright, we're gone through it.
Yes.
Alright, so identity shifting is the process of changing the internal mode your brain uses to define who you are. Neuroscience shows us that identity isn't a fixed personality. It's a story your brain keeps on telling itself through the default mode network. We talked about that before in our manifesting. And especially in the prefrontal cortex. So this network lights up whenever you think about yourself, your past, your future, or like any of those traits. So basically, if you think that you're set in a certain way and there's things that you're not happy about, like that doesn't have to be your identity. You could change that. And I think that's so fascinating because I think it wasn't up until I know this is like a fairly new concept that like neuroscience started, really getting into, because at first they thought that, at a certain age our brain stops, doing certain things, but then they found out that we can actually rewire our brains through like repetitions and trying new things and learning new things, and it's all really fascinating.
So, does this kind of fit into when you're rewiring someone's brain? Is this something that I want to understand it on my level? See how I'm going through things right now with Dan, and he came out of his induced coma. Is this kind of following along with that pattern where they say you have to rewire your brain in order to get it to understand new things? Is this following along?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. I guess like in Dan's case, like, it's sad to say, but like, I guess in a good way, depended on, where he was at in life, the way he felt about things. But if he doesn't really remember much about his old identity, it's like, how there's that saying, like, the world is your canvas, like, paint it how, you want to see yourself or whatever.
Right.
So he has, like, the opportunity to, like, he gets to decide who he wants to be and start, like, programming that into his brain of who he wants to be. It's pretty neat.
I like how this...
If he doesn't have all those old beliefs, like, holding him back, like, he gets to start off fresh.
Okay, so on that level, starting off fresh, does this still put you in the... You know how people say old habits die hard? And I think about that a lot, because there's times where I am ready and willing to make change. I start throwing stuff out, physically speaking, for the metaphor of, changing the way you think. And I will be going through that process, and then I'll see something and it triggers a memory, and I'm like, oh, I can't get rid of this, though. Would this be within that shuffling this in? Like, help yourself think differently?
Like, as far as, yeah, so like, So you're talking about, you're trying to change things, but then you see something and it puts you right back into that place. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, like you're gung ho. You're like, I want to be a better person, but now you're like, I am a better person. And then you start going through the process of change, but something like freaking triggers the old you, and you're like, oh, but I really would like this candy bar. I mean, we can go, you know?
Exactly. Yep.
Damn.
It's, so like, it's not, so it sounds simple, like when you're talking about it, just like, we just rewire and just keep on telling ourselves, the new person that we want to like be. But like, if you have like, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of like developing a habit that now you want to break, it's not just going to happen overnight. It's one of those things where you have to keep on repeating the new identity that you want in order for that to take precedent over that old identity that you're trying to like, not per se like replace, but to like, what would be like a good word? So like to, like better yourself, or
right.
Because like that part of you like protected you in some way, so you don't really want to say like, well, I want to get rid of this person who I used to be. It's like kind of like, I want to become like a better version of myself than I was like yesterday, and you just kind of have to like keep on programming that every single day. And if you have a slip, that's okay. That's where like self-talk is so important. So if we slip, it's like, okay, well, I can't do this. I might as well just like go back to my old ways, because I'm never going to be able to do this. And like when you start recognizing those patterns or the way that you talk to yourself, like instead of being critical and saying like, all right, I give up, I can't do this, just be like, okay, like we gave in this time, but let's continue going. Like just because like I gave in one day doesn't mean that like we're gonna like give up. Let's just keep on going and do our best not to slip up, because it happens, we're human. So there's just like a way to talk to yourself when you're trying to like reprogram the person that you want to become, instead of just like giving up. And it's not going to happen overnight, but you have to like stick to it.
So would you say that this would be also a really a really good spot to go with how we discuss a lot about journaling, different things and stuff. Would this be a good spot to start with journaling before getting ready to manifest?
Yeah, I think that would be like a really good place to start, because this goes along with what we talked about in our manifesting videos about how it's hard to manifest when you're contradicting yourself, or like your beliefs are not aligning. Like you're telling yourself, your conscious self is saying, okay, well, I want this is what's going to happen, but your subconscious is like, what are you talking about? We don't believe that. This is what we believe. And then like there's that friction, right? And so goals can't be accomplished when you're like fighting against yourself. So yeah, I think like journaling would really be a good place to start, like identifying your current your current identity, like perhaps what you don't like about it, how it's like affecting your life, like name these things, and then you work on shifting to the person that you want to be, and journal about that also. Like we'll get into all that stuff, but that's like a really good that's like a really good suggestion, doing like journaling before working on like the manifesting part, like changing who you are to make it easier to manifest.
I like what you're going over here, because I was just reading something on psychology and psychiatry, and the biggest mistakes they make are not telling people that they have to see themselves, identify themselves as where they're trying to go, not where they've been and where they are now. So I think what you're saying is like on point, like on the money, specifics to changing one's mindset.
Oh, absolutely. I think and I'm not going to say this to like bash therapy in any type of way, because like there's a place for therapy, just like there's like a place for life coaching. But I found that since I told you that I was doing the life coach, and I'm finding that I am having more breakthroughs and success working with a life coach than like several months of working with a therapist, because they're so caught up with fixing things like in the past, identifying, which is fine, like it's good to like identify these things, but if you're looking to make some change now, we have to like identify the things now that are like holding us back and like work from there. And so like my life coach is like helping so much with that, so it's really interesting that you just brought that up.
It's just, I mean, you see all the videos I send out about life coaching, and for the people that do properly life coach, there are big differences I've seen getting made. I've seen people who, they're hoarders, and they bring in life coaches, and life coaches are like, all right, as we're the psychiatrist and the psychologist. Furthermore, I do want to go into this. I don't want to knock these people either.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I have a few in my life, but family-wise. But I will say, when people are honestly coming to you and they're honestly trying to change and make a difference and stop the hurt that's happening, a lot of times when I watch the shows or I hear personal stories, a lot of them are like, I prefer having a life coach that is half the cost of a psychiatrist and psychologist. I wasn't in a rush to be put on anybody's medication. I just needed to see what I was doing wrong right now in this time that was causing me to have rehashed feelings, thoughts, like why I couldn't get out of that funk. And it turned out that this one woman, I saw her story, she was just basically in the funk of things because of her job. It had nothing to do with her growing up in a mistreated home. She grew out of it. She grew out of it. She lived with relatives who loved and cared for her and took care of her and raised her. And she said, in all honesty, she said, I really don't think about my parents much. I didn't really care to think about them. She's like, when she started to put out money to go to psychiatrists and psychologists and get medication and being told all these things, she's like, they just kept bringing up my past. And she's like, I honestly don't remember it that much because I was given such a loving home to go into. I just need to fix me now. And they say now, scientists are saying that we do inherit behavioral properties, if I can, from each parent from when they were kids, before we were even a thought. We inherit these things, and they say it mostly comes from the father versus the mother, which I find fascinating, because now that you're talking about identity shifting, it's going into a bigger thing of you would need a life coach versus, especially for you, because a lot of times when you say, you tried this therapist and you tried this person, and with you taking courses in life coaching and going through all the courses you do, I personally, and I know I've said it time and time again, and you felt like you needed help, and I was like, I don't think you need what you think you need, because you're just so good at advice, and you're so good at leading, and you're so good. I mean, damn, I watched you manage all those people before I became a manager. And you always help those people through their crises at work. And when I think about it...
How can I have a horrible ego when I have a friend like you? You're building me up and building me up. I'm like, wow.
I'm just saying, because now that we're on this topic, I'm like, yeah, this makes sense. So I would think that within identity shifting, yeah, you would need a life coach, because it's for them to point out the things that you need to be doing, so then you could recalibrate and go, I am doing it. So yeah, see, high five. Psh, yeah. Oh my god, I love this. This is good.
It's really fascinating stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, because once you start...
And like...
Go ahead. No, you go.
No, you.
Well, I was just going to say, like, you start the what is it? Get the cogs in motion. You then realize, like, oh, okay, this is starting to add up to this, and this adds up to that. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it now.
Yeah. This is good stuff.
Yeah. Oh my god, thank you for touching on this. This is good.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow.
And like, again, like if you stick to, like a lot of this stuff is like self-talk. And a lot of us have negative self-talk to ourselves. And also, like, I watched the video earlier, and I think maybe we touched on this in another one of our videos, but like, our brains are not wired to help us succeed. So that's why it's so hard to like do things in like a positive way, because our brains are wired to keep us safe. So anytime that we're doing something out of our comfort zone, it's like, what are you doing? This is not safe for us. We can't do this.
Right.
It's got to protect you. So it's not, and that's why I say also that don't try to fight with yourself. Like, make peace with it. And like, you know, if I'm sitting here like being negative, like I can't do this, and just negative self-talk, you kind of have to like reframe it. Like, you know what? I appreciate that you're trying to keep us safe, but it's okay. Like, it's okay if we try something new. Like, you kept us safe in the past. Like, when we tried something new, like, we got this. So it's a matter of just like showing compassion towards your like critter brain and working with it instead of fighting with it.
Oh boy. It's things that you talk about and you go, okay, and then you forget the process of elimination. You go into the negative, like, I was going to clean the house today, but then I started to feel blah, blah, blah. So I sat down and thought about how to go, and it's like, oh my god, no, just get up and do it. Like, I understand that you're not in the mood for, but if you just get up and start doing it, you'll be alright. At least I would think
so you already have these conversations with yourself.
Hell yeah, all the time. All the time.
Same.
Yeah.
So you're like a step ahead of the game already.
Well, I didn't understand that I was shifting.
Yeah, you are shifting.
Like, you do it in an everyday manner, you know, like, damn, I gotta go to work today. But if I don't go, here, no paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, it's an everyday, it's motivational talking to yourself on another level to get you to do something.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, to touch on what you just said, like, well, if I don't go to work, I don't get a paycheck. And yeah, absolutely. But if you apply that to like other things in life, for instance, like what we're doing now, like a few weeks ago, I have to work on stop saying like, but a few weeks ago, what do we have going on? I think we skipped doing videos for maybe like a week, because I think there was like the heat
wave. I got sick.
Yeah, you got sick. I was dealing with Chloe.
Yeah,
there was all these different type of things going on, and it was so easy to be like, okay, well, you know, it's hot out, so let's just take a break. And, you know, obviously you being sick, that's a huge one, and Chloe being off, that's a huge thing too. But if it's just like us being like, you know, like I'm just a little tired, I don't really feel like doing it today, because I just rather like lay down, that's when like that self-talk that you were talking about like comes into play. Like, okay, I know that we're a little tired right now, but just think about how much fun and how lively we get when we talk to Aisha and we're doing this thing, so let's do it. You know, we can rest later on.
Right.
So that's like another way that self-talk comes into play, and that also helps to rewire like your neural pathways, because you're doing something that you normally wouldn't do. Because a majority of the time it's like, okay, we're just gonna like skip today and take a break, but you went and did it anyway. It's like, okay, yeah, we did this, it wasn't that bad. And so far we have been consistent with doing videos every day now.
Man, oh man, because there's a lot of times I'm like, okay, and there's so much going on, but I'm like, no, we set forth to do a thing. I was trying to manifest several things in one, and when I say, like, as consistent as I am, I see the end. You know, I envision what could be, what will be, what can be. You know what I'm saying? So I just constantly keep that motion going forward. Like, no, we're doing it. We promised. Like, I mean, the universe is throwing some crazy stuff out there right now. Like, shit that's on a bingo card that should not be there. And I'm like, wait, hold on. So does that mean the mothership gonna be here any day now? Like, what is going on? So, you know what I'm saying? So keeping positive and just thinking about, like, okay, we're doing it, we're going there. It keeps me going. It keeps me going.
Yeah, absolutely, me too. And I thought about it in this way also. I was saying to myself, you talk to her all day anyway. We're constantly sending voice notes back and forth to each other. So if I'm just, like, laying down and sending her voice notes, why can't I just sit in my chair and do exactly what we normally do with each other anyway, but just seeing each other? So it's like, it takes the anxiety out of all of it when you start changing the way you see it,
right?
Which is very helpful, because then that helps to shift your identity also.
Oh my god, that's so awesome. That's so awesome.
It's fun, right? when you have, like, a clear understanding of it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is going to be easy to do. Once you, like, really understand how it works.
Yeah, because, I mean, the more you start to push the science through on how it works, it becomes why it works. So it's like,
yep.
I love science. I love science so much. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that I see, and I'm just like, you know, like the Japanese scientist who proved that being positive makes change. When he showed you, if you freeze water with negativity, it's just the ugliest snowflake you ever want to see versus the ones that, oh my god, I remember when I first saw it, I was just crying so hard, and I was like, is it because I see a bad thing?
Book?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But
it's such a beautiful book of, like, you know, the different emotions captured in a snowflake.
Right. And then he went on to do a study with plants, and I love when they get to the point where they're talking to him and they ask him, like, why it took so long to get to plants, and he said, because they're living beings like us, and they can feel. He's like, I didn't feel well talking ill to them or playing bad music to them. Oh my god, Lisa, I was like, me too. So yeah,
I love that.
Isn't that so sweet? Like, oh my god,
it really is.
So
that is really sweet.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to be talked to in such a manner, because you never know. People are in fragile states now with a lot of things that are going on. Oh my god, the other day I said something to Deuce, and the look he gave me, and I just picked him up and I hugged and kissed him, because I know that they say animals have an understanding of what you're saying to them. And they can feel the vibration of your voice when you say it in a certain manner. And it was just the way he looked at me, and I was like, I'm so sorry, Bubba. And I just pick up and I just hug him.
My god, you said something mean to him?
It wasn't even me. Oh god, it had to do so. Oh, I had to clean his potty, but I had to clean his little hands, and I wouldn't let him, because he's got free roam, but I have all kinds of pet safe, animal safe, fur baby safe cleaners that I will go right behind him and clean everything. I don't, that's just me. And I wouldn't let him up on top of the table to sit while I was sitting doing notes and everything, and I was like, Bubba, you can't come up here right now, your little fingers aren't clean. And he just, like, kind of, like, looks down, and he's like, like, I'm dirty? And I'm like, that's not, I didn't say you. So I felt so bad. So I hurried up. Yeah, I hurried up and I cleaned the table, and then I cleaned his little fingers, and I'm like, okay. I was like, come on, you could sit with me. And he got so excited. He's purring and he's walking around. So I'm trying to be more word sensitive.
Mindful?
Yeah. Okay. So I try to be very careful of how I say things to him so he doesn't take it the wrong way. So
That's really sweet of you.
Yeah, it's a learning process. Not that I was.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't worry, nothing. I thought that the animals. I thought the neighbor's cat was in the garden area chasing birds because I cuss her out every time. It wasn't. It was leaves and stuff blowing across the ground. So I will talk smack to her because she eats the birds.
Okay.
So
that's okay to talk smack to her.
Yeah, so I
was going to say something. I'm like, no, she's talking smack to her because she's eating the birds. So that's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You're allowed to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so do you want to go into the neuroscience-based steps to help you become a new person, like do the identity shifting?
Yes.
All right. So before we move on, so I know that you were looking things up. Do you want to share anything that you found?
Mine are more geared towards you talking and me asking questions for myself and the followers.
Okay.
And so far I've been asking questions and you're able to just pop those answers out, so.
Yeah, I don't know how right they are, but I'm just going by like things that like I've learned and stuff like that, so.
Seems fine to me.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is kind of what we just talked about before. So the first thing that you have to do is recognize the old identity. Oh, son of a biscuit. Should we cut it short right here and then just
oh my god.
The video?
No. Oh, because now we're going into the how-tos. Right?
Yes.
Oh, boo-boo, yes. Yes, we're gonna, yeah.
All right.
So
we'll
yeah,
this is like 2 seconds. Stay tuned for the next video.
Yes. Bye.
15 seconds.
Okay.